Hello, it's good to see you. Today we are back with another makeup kit from the Color Workshop. We did a video a few days ago of a giant thing of eyeshadow and blushes and lipsticks and eye pencils. This is the Brilliant Beauty Classic Glamour kit, and here you can see a picture of it. It comes in this plastic case, and it is a 41-piece kit. Down here in the fine print, they list what you get with your kit. You get 18 eyeshadows, 12 lip glosses, 2 blushes, lip primer, eye primer, highlight powders, and lipsticks, and a partridge in a pear tree. It comes with a lot of stuff, so it's really cool. We are going to test these products like we did with the other kit. We're going to use, once again, our swabs. These are from Whispers, which I really love their products. I also use their cotton balls. But we have these cute little leopard print cotton swabs. And we can use as many of these as we need to test the products. I'm just going to grab a handful, but of course we have more if we need them. So I'm just going to lay those aside. So we have this really cool little plastic box here. It's a nice pretty pink color. Almost like a hot pink color to me. And if you lift it up and look, and you see that it has this handle. The handle is also made of plastic, although it looks like metal. It's the lock too is kind of a rose gold color. I think it's actually part of it is plastic and part of it is not. But there's still some foam padding on the handle. But you unlock it kind of like a foot locker, like this. See? That's going to unlock it. And then we have this paper on here that's holding it closed. And it doesn't really slide off. So let's see if we can get that off. There we go. Oh, it's so neat. It has an interesting design. Look at that. Little lines going this way and this way and this way. It has some ridges to it. Really cool. So let's open it and see what we have in here. Ooh, nice. Look at these pretty colors. Now we have a piece of plastic that was in here to kind of hold everything in place, I imagine. See, it's raised up like this so that when it's set on top and the lid is on it, it's going to come into contact with the underside of this lid to hold everything down and to keep it from getting squished. I guess it would also help if something were set on top of the case. It would help protect the things inside of it. So we can get rid of this. Now there's another plastic layer on top, and it has little labels on it. Let's see how that comes off. Oops. Okay. Well, this one says Smoky Eyeshadow, Smoky and Nude, and this is lip gloss, blush, and contour. There's also plastic over this part. Kind of keeps everything protected. So I think we have to actually. actually lift these out to remove the plastic. this lifts off easily. Look at this. Look how easily that came off. Oh, it has tape on it. That's what it is. There's tape. Okay, we have everything ready now. We have lip primer here. See, these come in little individual things, which is kind of nice because they have lids on them, which is kind of cool because if you really like them, you can take them out and put them in your purse or whatever. We have a lot of pretty eyeshadows. Look at all these eyeshadows. And the vast array of lip glosses. So many colors here. Light colors and darker colors and everything in between. 2 blushes and a contour. And 3 really pretty lipsticks. Very nice. So I have my paper here, and we are going to use our swabs. Of course, for the lipstick, we don't really need a swab. We can just take it and do like a crayon and just do like that. But let's start with the eyeshadows this time. So over here, some of these are going to be hard to see, like these really light ones. It's basically going to look invisible, like you can't really see it. So what we can do is move on to a darker one, like maybe we can try this gray. Let's try this gray here. And it looks kind of subtle. It's very subtle. Then beside it we have, this looks like dark gray. Oh. So if you do an area just in this dark, it's basically black. Like you take some and you just do a little section of it here. And then you go back to the light color, put it in there. Then it kind of shows up. And then we have this light beige. It goes there. And so by themselves, they may not look like much, but if you use them in combination with the darker color, they can really pop. Make them look really pretty. Now here's a darker gray. This is kind of a matte finish. It's a nice even bit of coverage there. Beside that, we have it may be gray. It looks like it has just a tad bit of green in it. This one seems to be a bit crumbly. See, it's clearly lighter than that one. Alright, and then we have a taupe, pretty taupe color here. Oh, that's a nice one, I like that. That's a pretty color. That's really cool, I like it. Very nice. Then beside that, we have a glittery charcoal gray. Or it appears to have a bit of glitter in it in the kit. color there. Now this one looks, I think it's brown. Not a super dark brown. It's almost like I think it's more red, like a reddish brown, like a brick color, kind of, the color of a brick. Oh, that's nice. And the next one is a little bit darker. Okay, maybe it's a lot darker. Didn't look that much darker in there, but sometimes when you look at it in the palette, it can look very different from, when you actually apply it. Sometimes it can be a pretty drastic difference. Beside that one, we have a lighter brown. One thing I do like about these eyeshadows is that they are kind of creamy, kind of smooth. Some eyeshadows are very crumbly. I've even had higher end, relatively expensive eyeshadows that, oops, wrong one, seemed a bit crumbly. But these crumble a little bit, like the two grays here did, just a bit. But not bad. Some are really bad about that. Now again, down here we have some lighter shades. These three across here are quite light. And this is kind of a peachy color. Oh, it does show up a little bit. It's very faint. Certainly lighter than these other ones that we tried. And the next one is almost identical. I mean, it's about the same color. Now see, that's very faint. But if I take that and put it over this one, you can see it a bit better. Let me show you. So you can see this streak right across there. All right, and then there's one more right here. This one is a tad bit darker. Yeah, that one shows up a little better. It's just a beige, light beige. But you could combine these in any number of different ways. This one has a bit of an orange look to it, or a coral color, I guess. A little bit pink. It's I would say it's coral. It's not really orange or pink. It's almost like it's both. And beside that, we have a light brown. A little bit of shine to it. See? Ooh, has quite a bit of shine to it when I put it on the paper. It reflects the light quite nicely. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. And then we have one more here, and this is a darker brown. It's almost like between this and this, these two, you have this one. I know it's like they're all different shades of brown, but these are the smoky colors and these are the nude colors. I think this was called Classic Glamour, so you're not going to see a bunch of wild and crazy colors in there. Yeah. So I think they're very nice. I think these are nice eyeshadows, especially for the money. You know, they weren't much at all. Even at full price, I think $10 is very reasonable for a kit like this, including the little storage box. So next we have two blushes down here. This one is more of a peachy, lighter color, and then we have one with more pink and a contour. So let's try the lighter blush first. I think I've mentioned before I don't really wear blush. I have some, but I just don't typically wear it. That one's not bad though. I think that's kind of nice. It seems to blend fairly easily, at least on this piece of paper. Like you can blend out the edges like that. Of course, your skin is not a piece of paper, so it doesn't really indicate how it will go on your skin, but it's definitely pressed in there. It's not loose and crumbly at all. It's quite creamy, actually. Now here's the darker one. This is more of a pink, a darker pink color. I think for me, at least for my skin tone, this one would look a little bit more natural. This one would just make me look like I had some sort of condition, and people would probably be concerned that I needed to go to the doctor. Or at least a good makeup artist. Alright, and then we have the contour. We just have this one here. Look at that. It's quite dark. You could use that as an eyeshadow if you wanted. I mean, it's similar to that one, kind of. It's pretty close. Seems to blend pretty well, so that's all right. Now we have these for lip primer, and these are highlight powders and an eye primer. So here's the lip primer. Now I guess with primers it doesn't matter so much what they look like, but we're going to look at them anyway. Alright, so it's quite creamy. It's it does have color, obviously. Let's try this right here. So you see, it does have a bit of a pinkish hue. It's very smooth. It appears to be quite smooth and silky. I think that would feel very nice. And then we have the eye primer, which I use Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer. I really like it. I've tried several different kinds, and theirs just seems to be the best, in my opinion. You know, a tube is, a regular size tube is about $20, but it lasts forever. So this is the eye primer, and it has almost the same consistency as the lip primer. Very creamy, not at all crumbly. Now this has a bit of color as well. It also has a little bit of shine to it. I like Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer because it keeps your eyeshadow from creasing, and it really does work all day. I like it a lot. I can tell a big difference if I forget to put it on. My eyeshadow just goes everywhere. I don't know why. I think also if you have a very expressive face, you need something to keep your eyeshadow in place. I know I do. So it's very nice. It feels like it goes on very smoothly. I like the sound of these little containers. Just opening and closing them and tapping on them is very nice. Next, we have this. We have two highlight powders, and the colors are very subtle, very slightly different. This appears to be just a little bit darker. I mean, just barely noticeable. Let's get a fresh piece of paper. Yeah, like you can hardly tell that these two highlighters are different, but they are very subtly different. Let's try this one. This one may be just a touch darker. Oh, not crumbly at all. Look at that. Okay, maybe a little bit. Let's see here. Now this is a highlighter, so it's not really going to show a lot. Here. Put some here. You can see it there a little bit. Well, okay, maybe not. It's very subtle. I don't know that this one will be any different. Perhaps not. Let's see here. I'll try it on the paper. Yeah, it's like the Emperor's New Clothes. You just have to take my word for it. It's really something. Here. It's a little shiny. I mean, you can kind of see a little shine right there. I don't really do highlighter except in the summertime if I just get a wild mood and decide to try it. Before we get into all of these lip glosses, I want to try these lipsticks here. Now these don't have a name. They're just the Color Workshop lipstick. That's it. They didn't even bother to give them a name. Who cares, right? Look how shiny that is. Ooh. It's nothing like a new tube of lipstick. Of course, with these less expensive ones, they don't retract all the way, but that's okay. Let's try this. Ooh, that's a pretty color. I like that. It seems to be nice, smooth, even coverage, at least on this piece of paper. That's a pretty color. Kind of dark, but I like it. So that's the first one. The next one appears to looks a little more red, more like maybe more of a plum, well, kind of a plum color. It's kind of hard to tell the difference, but you can tell this one has a little bit more of a reddish tint to it. I think I like like the other one a little bit more, at least for me. But it's pretty. I mean, it's not a bad color. And here's the third lipstick. Now that's has more purplish, more of a purplish tint. Let's see what this one looks like. Trying to decide if I like this one better. This one's okay, but not. I don't really know how that middle one would look on me. I have to be very careful with red lipstick. If it has any of an orangish tint, it looks awful on me. I think I like this one a little bit more than this one, for me anyway. It has nice smooth coverage on the paper. I feel like sitting here drawing a picture. There you go. Wee. So for me anyway, I think this one is my favorite of the three. This one is okay. This is a pretty color. I don't think it's ugly. If I were picking one to wear, I think I would go with that one. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lip glosses here. You have to be careful with lip gloss. It's usually, well, sometimes you go to put a swab into it and it just sinks right down in there, but this is actually not doing that. It's quite firm. So here's the first one. It's a light pink, very light pink. I'm going to put it over one of these lipsticks. It doesn't really show if you put it over the lipstick. Yeah, it's so faint. It just barely shows, just a little bit. This other one should show more. This is much darker. This one's about the same color as the case itself. Much darker, yeah, that one you can see. I like that one. It's pretty. Ooh, this one's purple. Look at that. We have a purple lip gloss next. It's not as dark when you apply it as it looks in the thing. Still very nice. I am really impressed by the coverage, just like I was of the other Color Workshop kit. This one's like a dark pink. Ooh, but it's very sheer. You go to put it on here, you don't see the color at all. It's way fainter on the paper. I thought that one would really stand out, but it doesn't. It doesn't really stand out much at all. But yeah, the coverage of these things, the eyeshadows and the blushes and the lip gloss and lipsticks, the coverage is very nice. Oh, this one has a different consistency. It's not as firm. This one's more like a gel almost. Boy, that definitely has some color to it. Like we could take this and fill in our little heart. Like that. There. Yeah, that one definitely has some color to it. Now the one beside it is like a brick color again. Kind of like that one eyeshadow. Let's see how it looks on the paper. Oh no, that's a pretty color. I have some lipstick about that color. I've used it in several role plays. I don't really wear lipstick in real life, but some of the videos I do. That's pretty. I think that's my favorite one so far. Now the next one is quite red. Let's see if it looks that way when you put it on the paper. Now see, to me on the paper it looks a little bit more like hot pink than red. At least from here. It has more of a pinkish color, but here it looks very red. It doesn't look like that at all when you apply it to the paper. That's weird. It's kind of annoying when that happens. I know if I have a few eyeshadows that do that. In the little palette, it looks one way, and then when you apply it, it looks totally different. It's so annoying. And I always forget that. I have some green eyeshadow like that. In the palette, it looks really green, but when you put it on, it looks kind of almost turquoise. It almost looks more blue than green. Now look at that. That's a pretty coral color. Ooh, I like that one too. That's a nice light color. That's okay. I think I still like this one better. It's a little bit darker. This one appears to be a matte finish. It doesn't have any shine to it at all. This one has a bit. And then we have one that's kind of a taupe. Looks like a taupe color. Or I guess a nude color. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't show up much at all. I guess it would give your lips a bit of a shine, but it doesn't really, I don't think it would add much color to them. Now the next one is darker. This is like a red wine color almost. Boy, look how dark that is. Let's see. Ooh. It's like a burgundy color. It almost looks brown. It's not bad though, I like that. It's pretty. I like it. The next one is like a medium pink. And on the paper, to me, it looks about the same. So that one is pretty true. So what you see is what you're gonna get. I like that. I like people like that. You don't have to guess, you know. What you see is what you get. It's not like that red right there. And the last one is very light. It's a very satiny beige color. And I think it's going to be very faint. And it is. Quite faint. Quite faint. But, I mean, you can see it a little bit there. So out of all of these, I do think that one is my favorite, but I also like this one. And that one's not bad. And I think that is my favorite lipstick right there. So that is a look at all the different things in this little makeup kit. I hope you enjoyed checking these out. I certainly enjoyed seeing them and examining them. I hope you did too. And I will see you again really soon.